carry the boats and the logs, 'cause they're turning them old frogs gay. Or maybe they're born this way. Pull up a chair, sit right there, brush your teeth and comb your hair, 'cause they're turning them old frogs gay.
Don, what are you meandering around for?
Making sure everything's nice.
Smells like nice cup.
It's a nice cup of Joe. Just
I had coffee on the chair for a second.
Bye, Maria.
my mom
Guy screaming when he's sliding on the freeway.
and my life to you I give. And I honestly kept the mic far away because I didn't want it to peak on my scream.
Scion might need a new timing belt, sounds like.
Yeah, Scions.
Remember how last podcast I kept saying that the blowers aren't going to show
You
up
can
on the
hear 'em a
audio?
little bit,
You
but
can
it
They
hear
were
wasn't
on the
them
whole
pretty loud.
pod. Sorry, Dr. Bob. Dr. Bod's episode got riddled with gardeners. But honestly, though, now that I think about it, Mom's Scion XB is pretty thug. Like, she's rolling around. Maybe we could timestamp it in XB, but Mom's been rolling around in the XB
I
for
can get a pic of it.
maybe 8 years. And
Sounds like a freaking Chevy Malibu right now.
which is not a bad thing. Malibu's a good, dependable car.
That's not the car I was trying to think of either.
Yeah, not a Chevy Malibu. Honda Element.
Do you
Is
guys?
this an X?
This is a Scion XB.
That's not the original. The original XB was more sharp edges with little
Oh,
little
yes.
hamsters in the commercial.
Yes.
Breakdancing hamsters.
yes. Mom is kind of chilling here for a minute.
Getting the nav going, checking the mirrors, 12-point inspection.
Shout out all my map questers too, because I was talking to someone about this the other day where every soccer game growing up, like we'd have different fields. We played club baseball, club soccer. My mom would have to map quest the fields
Yeah.
Print
and
it
then
out.
find the fields, and we'd be late to the game
My mom
when my
usually
mom would
crying.
get lost. And now she's got the trusty iPhone. Thank you, Steve Jobs.
My dad just knew how to get everywhere. I don't think we ever went anywhere new that he hadn't been before.
I never saw my dad with a MapQuest printout. My mom had so many MapQuest printouts.
My dad could get anywhere, like across the nation.
I just remember that when the parents, for when we went to like Laughlin, Nevada or something, if the parents got lost, they just called each other. They'd
And
be
then-
talking.
And would sort,
How to figure it out.
triangulate, trial and error, and
Yeah.
source each other's
But
info.
it actually is making a lot more sense now on why, like recently we drove to the aquarium and Dad hit us up the night before to caravan. Caravanning makes so much sense to them because it's like we got to stay together as a pack in case.
Isn't that so stressful if a car
Yeah.
little
It's-
gardener truck gets in between you on the freeway or something?
I got to tell my dad
Very
that the
stressful.
caravan stresses me out more than being completely rogue.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't know that we have the backup on just
Yeah.
one dial away.
I want to rewind a bit. What were you guys up to in Laughlin?
There was a tournament. There was
Soccer
a
tournaments.
club soccer tournament every year in Laughlin. It was 118 degrees. Why they had the tournament every year
and
is
yeah. I don't know.
it should have been illegal.
I don't know if I've ever been to Laughlin. I get it confused with Reno.
It would
Similar
you'd
vibes?
stay on the border to where like you would cross from California time into Nevada time, but we'd be on the border of like Arizona too or something, to where it was like 3 different times.
No
so
way.
all the parents and families would show up
You
late.
gotta get the
late.
map
Yeah,
times
get the
two.
map up.
Everyone would show up late or early to the games because we were on the border or something.
The fact
like,
that Daunt was a map guy too had
I
to.
would print out maps and we'd go to wherever
And
we
then you
needed
end
to
up,
go.
in comms and navs, and becomes your life.
I know, man. We go to Hawaii. We have to nav there.
But then Daunt actually progressed as a soccer player, and then when he was 14, went to England.
16.
16, and that was a wake up for old D. He said the Sprite was bad, ketchup was bad, no ice,
Terrible. Had salad, no ranch.
no Hidden Valley Ranch.
You hated it.
Had a Sprite, was flat, tastes like shitty lemonade. It was Wales. And I just met a guy from Wales the other night. Drew's
Wales
buddy.
is like not even really England.
Drew's
It's like
buddy's
its
from
own
Wales?
country.
They don't consider themselves British. No,
They're Welsh.
Drew's friend Brian.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
not
no way.
British.
They're Welsh. Yeah, they said they don't consider themselves British.
They speak. They
Did
have
you
like
tell him
they
that
have
the
a different-
Sprite was bad out there?
I was about to, but I couldn't. Yeah,
I was about to.
They have a different flag. I think they have a crazy accent too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's way different.
they got mad at me that I would wear colored cleats, so they thought that was too flashy. They were all about like black and white.
Also, dude.
Adidas.
Yeah, because they eat beans for breakfast and they
Yeah,
freaking-
my long hair.
Also,
with, like,
we
my
could
headband.
timestamp a photo of Dom for back then, and like it was pretty triggering. Your hair was insane,
I don't know where I could find those photos. of me
crazy
playing
headband, and
crazy-ass
super loud
soccer.
cleats to where you'd think he was like this type of player. He wouldn't say a word the whole
My
game.
nickname was Fabio. People would call me Fabio.
Me
Or
too.
would they call you Fabio?
I was Fabio. Dude.
Have you ever seen the picture of Fabio? Is it Fabio?
I could have sworn
the
I was
model.
Fabio. You were Fabio too?
Yeah.
Fabio,
both Fabio.
Sunshine.
Fabio, that when he
Goldilocks.
gets
Oh,
hit
Sasquatch.
by a seagull on a roller coaster. Have you ever seen that picture?
No way.
It's like the roller coaster's slowing down and there's blood all over him and he's like this and a seagull smacks him in the face.
Real.
Yeah, real picture.
So it's the seagull blood that's exploded on him.
Or maybe it's his own bleeding his own blood from the seagull beak or something.
Seagull beak.
Dang.
Speaking of animal attacks, we had an argument just a moment ago. Don said, "Save it for the pod," as he opens his meat.
Cracking into a meat stick.
Steve Irwin, rest in peace. One of the great treasures of this world in any time frame.
Beautiful
just,
man.
Just a real light for conservation. Father figure.
Great surfer too. Shredder.
Didn't know about the surfing.
Shreds on the stick too, and he does it in full camo or full khaki sometimes.
Full khaki. Anyways, I was under the impression that when he was barbed in the heart by the ray, I had heard, and maybe this is kind of a Mandela, no, not a Mandela, but just a common trope that circles around, is that if he would have left the barb, because it breaks off of the ray normally, naturally, you know? It does. It's like a bee. When a bee stings you, the stinger stays in, the bee takes off.
I'm about to go Douglas Murray on your ass, brother.
If he would have just left it in the cavity when you're an EMT like I
Dave
was,
Smith,
when you're an
Don's
emergency
stingray
medical
knowledge.
professional like I was, all right? I take this shit seriously, dude. And when you're an EMT like I was, you learn if you got an implanted object, you leave it there. Someone gets stabbed, you don't pull the knife out. You bandage it, you secure it, you get their ass to the ER because it's your job, you know? And I read that if he would have just left the barb in the heart, they probably maybe could have saved his life. Douglas?
Speechless.
Stupid blabbering idiot.
Watch Dante Finiguera completely school this white guy on stingray knowledge.
Ex-SEAL schools dipshit.
On stingray knowledge. On barb expertise.
Yeah. All right. Just let me know if you want to butt in. You too, Joe.
I have
you research-
no comment on the barb.
If you research how stingrays actually attack, they like they lift up and you swing over it, and they don't just like barb ya. They do it like 1,000 freaking times. This looks kind of crazy to do, but you know.
Yeah, chill, dog. Dude, now I see why you're single, bro. The technique's got to
No.
improve.
They do the whole barb thing like 100 times in 10 seconds. So it's not just like I gotcha. It's like they do this very fast, like they're trying to kill you. So that's what happened. That's what people are saying that saw
He
it.
had wounds
So
all
he was
over
just
his
boom,
chest.
boom, 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 boom. Yeah, like everywhere. And then one of them hit the heart. Probably a bunch of them hit the heart. And there's no like barb in the chest breaks off. Oh my gosh, there's the barb. It's like he was bleeding out
I think
and
you're
probably
lying,
died
man.
very fast.
I think you're lying because I've also heard that
And he got on the boat and said, "I'm dying." When he got on the boat, he says, "I'm dying," because he was probably losing so much blood so fast.
No, I heard that
This
it's
would've
on
been-
video.
that's
That
literally
they were filming
there.
and it's on video, and the video shows him pull the thing out himself.
No, that's false. That's
He
fake.
pulled-
That's fake news, man. There's no video of him showing.
Yeah, they haven't released it. Just like they haven't
there's
released the Grizzly
his
Man
buddy-
audio.
There's
Doesn't
his
mean it
filmer.
doesn't
There's
exist.
his
Timothy
filmer
Treadwell.
saying. There's the filmer, the guy that was over him as he's dying, and he said, "Steve Irwin
you've
said."
seen that?
Steve Irwin. Yes, I've seen it. Steve Irwin said, "I'm dying," And that's what the guy who was on TV said. That's what Steve Irwin said.
So you're hearing
and
secondhand information.
And he said, I saw. Yeah, just like the freaking.
Have you actually?
Just like the Gospels, brother.
Have you ever been to the region? Have you ever been to Australia?
Have you ever been to Australia?
Been in the Atlantic amongst the
There you go,
rays?
freaking Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John on this bitch at. Yes, that's what the freaking first line accountant said. What are you again? First, never mind. That's what he said.
First-hand account.
First-hand account. First line account.
accountant.
The
Hi,
chomp speaking.
This also would have been a great combo to have with veterinary expert Dr. Bob here last
And
week.
the guy said that the stingray hit him a shit ton of times, and their shit's buttered. It's freaking cuts into butter, dude. It's like cutting into butter.
All right. Well, let us know in the
It was said as
comments.
sharp as a butter knife.
Let us know in the comments. Either way, it's a tragic loss. And
Wait, do you have any rebuttals?
no, because I don't think stingrays just frickin' light you up like an Uzi.
They do.
And I don't even think it was necessarily even a stingray that killed him. I think that's a broad topic. It's probably some sort of hyper-specific, there's mantas, there's delta rays, there's freaking bat rays. It's probably even, more sophisticated than just a stingray. You're thinking of the old Sammy Stingray that you see the sign driving into the beach. Do the Stingray shuffle in California. This isn't California, dude. This is Australia, okay? Home to the deadliest shit in the world, man. And you're taking this shit too seriously. Not seriously enough, I should say.
You should say, dude. Well, good banter. Good banter.
That's
Can we
good,
start
man.
the pot over? I'm choking. I'm choking.
Well,
I'm choking.
I'm choking.
I'm joking.
I did go shoeless on this pod because I've been getting a lot of comments.
Tall's been here the whole time?
She has been here the whole time. I called her out of fear, and she was in her room plugging away.
Where'd she just come from?
She was in her room.
Doing what?
Homo things.
Drawing.
Sketching. She was on her laptop working, she said.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I went shoeless Joe Jackson on this one because I've been getting absolutely
Joe
getting absolutely torn up for the stack height on my New Balances.
Is that why you didn't wear them?
No, I actually saw Cole go shoeless.
Shoeless is nice. It makes you feel comfortable and at home. I've got the little anklet socks
Have you ever-
on. Maybe I'll get roasted for those.
Have you ever... What do you mean anklet socks? I always wear anklet socks.
Yeah, dude. Nobody told you they're gay now.
I know they are. They're very millennials.
No. I get roasted for my cholo knee highs, so there's nowhere you can really go in the sock world without
Cool.
your boys
It's because
just
you're
chopping you up.
pushing every seam on the sock to its absolute limit, like the stretch. Cole gets the stretch out of socks that like he shouldn't be getting out of the sock, and he does the same thing with his briefs, where he'll hike them up or down in a direction where they shouldn't go that low or high. I don't know what it is
You
about.
guys are weird little alteration guys yourself in a different way. The cutting the collars and doing all sorts of weird stuff.
I just altered my shorts. That's it.
Dante, you just returned a pair of Crocs because you said they felt different than these Crocs. When Crocs are universal, man.
It's the same company.
The same thing, same
Same
size,
cut.
everything. But because they were camo, they weren't squishy enough.
They weren't squishy.
And
They kept
now,
slipping off.
and since you returned the camos, you're not supporting our troops. So
Yeah.
what does that say about you?
That's
honestly?
good. That's a good point. I felt bad, but I like these. Everyone said they liked the color, so
Well, we kicked off last week too, kind of getting an update on Don's love life, and there's kind of been some
Breaking news.
kind of some breaking news here on the scene. Don, maybe you can fill us in, but Don's been out. He's been out on the dating scene, not hinging anymore, but out in the real world, meeting, greeting, and shaking hands.
Same FedEx guy every week. I'm starting to
Yep.
think it's Israeli surveillance. To be honest.
They got us. They're watching us. They're
Anyway,
watching.
sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah,
it's
he's meeting, greeting, and stuff hit the fan last week.
it's just when you're out there in the wild, it's in the real world. It's truly just a hunt. You know what I mean? It's just the stalk,
All right, Andrew Tate.
And by
the
the real
stalk, the chase,
by the real world, he means 24-hour fitness.
the stalk, the
Foothill
chase,
And
the attack,
Ralph's.
and Ralph's Grocer.
the attack, the escape, the getaway. You know, the nap, the try again. No, there was a massive gym crush. So the whole ghosting thing happened, I think, last 2 episodes. I'm healed from that. There was a number 1 gym crush I'm sure Joey's seen before. You haven't seen. She's just the absolute, just a wild beast dragon woman. Just mother of dragons.
He means in aura, not stature, too. Don always calls her a beast and a dragon, and then Ash will always be like,
Jeez.
"What?"
I started calling her the mother of dragons because she's just like, yeah, she's long black hair, tall.
All right, she's gonna know who she is. We're trying to keep this a
She
secret.
for sure watches the pod. She's
doesn't
gonna know.
know. No,
she doesn't watch the pod.
I've
Her
talked to her.
license
She's been
plate
saying
is-
highs. We've been saying highs for like 5 months, like little highs, and then like I'm like, hey, how's the workout today? Or do something, and then finally I'm like, it's time. Damn near the whole freaking gym staff knows I have a crush on this.
From just energy, or are
This
you
wild-
sharing this with them?
I'm sharing it, and they just also
Or you're
know.
always like, hey, is she here yet? Can you check if she's checked in? What time was she here yesterday? Can you tell me what time you think
No,
she's
it
going to come
also just so happens that we go around the same time when we do go. And I just one day I'm like, I need to do it. I need to. She knows my mom at Ralph's. She said hi to my mom. I'm like, okay, cool. Knows the family. Let's get involved. I'm like, today's the day. Go in. She's doing something. Waves to me. Don't say a word. Wave back. Wasn't the day. But yesterday was the day. And I walked in. I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Walked up. Immediately started talking. Asked her, you live around here? Or actually, I know she does because we've talked about it. I'm like, are you from here? Are you from here? So you from here?
And you knew she wasn't
So you
because
work-
you did track her license plate and see that it's out of state.
So do you work out here a lot? She's like, I see you every day. I see you every day.
I can just tell she's not from here. And she's like, yeah, I'm from here. Me and my husband. I'm like,
Okay, bye.
doesn't wear a freaking ring, man.
Some gals take it. I told Don some gals maybe take off the ring
Yeah.
when they get their
Not
pump
everybody
on.
got freaking marketed into the rubber or a ring. Some girls
She
just
looks
take
like
it off.
the Pokemon Dratini.
We can get a Dratini.
I
We
don't
gotta
know
get a
Dratini.
Dratini.
That seems like second,
She
third
looks
wave
like a
Pokemon.
Dratini.
That's not one of the original.
She's
That's
like
first wave. That's
51.
first wave.
She's
That's first wave.
Dragonair, I think, is the second one after Dratini.
Dragonair is kind of like a dopey looking like
And then there's Dragonite.
Charizard, right?
Maybe even a Scyther. You almost like a Scyther crossbreed too. But yeah, long
But
story
if you're saying Dragon
Anywho,
Energy,
so-
maybe a Gyarados, honestly.
could be Gyarados
Yeah.
energy.
But I ended up, so after she said that, I turned bright red and I was like, damn, man, how am I going to get out of this? Because I was about to ask, like, let's go to get some coffee. So I completely changed. Dopamine rush just went tank to the ground. Oxytocin, nowhere to be found. And I started saying stupid things. Like, I was
Let's
like,
hear 'em.
I was like, I don't even remember. I'm like, yeah, well, anyway, I'm doing the stair. I see you on the stair. I feel like there's a monkey that I always send to people that goes like, you know what I'm talking about? The monkey? All right,
No.
let me put the monkey up. No, the one that just is like when you're saying stupid things. Anyway, I'll put the monkey up. I just was saying nonsense.
I think you're panicking now.
She was, yeah. She wasn't. She wasn't like saying anything, which was telling me like,
Starts
I'm not
purging.
I'm not making sense of what I'm saying. It's like I'm handling the devastation of how this isn't going to be a thing, in real time. But I was like, anyway, have a good workout. That's how I ended it. She's like, all right. And then one of the gym coworkers was just saw it. He's like, dude, how'd it go? I'm like, not well. He's like, oh man.
Don said there's a Gen Zer dude, like employee who's in Don's
broccoli head.
who's in Don's corner, and Don's like, yeah, I told him about it. He pretty much said all the classic stuff. He was like, bet, and like said everything.
No, he hyped me up, dude. I was like,
he's like,
yeah,
go
man, I'll
talk
take
to
an
you,
L for a
bet,
day. He's
bet,
like,
bet.
dude, day's not an L just yet, man. I'm like, all right, cool, thanks, man.
Don said he just kept doing this, like, hey, dude, you shot your shot, dude. You shot your shot. He said he kept shooting.
I'm not used to talking to the young generation because they have all these cool sayings, and I'm like, I don't know what they mean, So.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all right, dude. Skibbity toilet, bro. Skibbity next time. You got it.
I remember, dude, the first time it hit me at the gym was when I was hooping in LA, and I was talking, and then it was the first time someone hit me with a say less, and I thought it was confrontational. I thought he was telling me to stop talking. Like,
Sounds that way, sure.
and it was like the way too, where I was like, I'm down to run next. He's like, all right. He's like, you play defense? I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm down to kind of do whatever. He's like, all right, say less, bro. And I was like, oh, so he's not picking me up on his team. I was like, so this is not happening. Like, it's something I
He
said.
was like, hey, man, you got a fireplace? Throw that hat in it.
It was a full Sandlot moment, and I literally walked away like, damn, I'm not running next. He's like, the next game came around. He's like, hey, let's go. And I was like, oh, say less was good.
Excuse me, buddy. I thought you said to say less.
I thought you told me to shut
me, buddy.
up. I thought you told me to shut up.
I remember you telling me that when the first time you've heard the word "say less," and it's the most boomer thing maybe we've ever talked.
No, I went into full unk mode, and
Learning what things mean.
I deserved it.
Bet's up there. I don't know why people say bet a lot.
It just means
Bet.
like you got it. You got it, bud.
It's probably an abbreviation of like a super boomer white guy term, which would be you bet. Like you bet it,
yeah.
but the urban community has adopted it. But if it derives from you bet, that's like the most like freaking white Mr. Wilson thing you could ever say.
They
You
all
bet.
come back around. They all come back around. They think they're original with the bet, but yeah, you gotcha. You betcha, pal.
You gotcha. You betcha.
You
Yeah,
bet.
bet's one.
The say less took me by surprise. I wasn't ready for it, but now I'm ready. If I'm playing basketball, if I'm in the gym, I'm ready at any time. The crazy thing is if you start adopting it, like if I start throwing it out there, that's gonna get wild.
I've just learned recently, and I've already adopted it. I like it, but I guess gooning is a term for masturbation. I didn't really. They're on that one now, and it's funny. Gooning.
That's a gnarly one.
I wonder why.
You're just gooning. You're just gooned out. You're just like in your goon mode, like you're in your goon era. And Chase Hooper, the UFC fighter, skinny young kid that's like a jiu-jitsu guy, he just won his last fight, and in his post-fight interview, he said something like, he's like, yeah, if I, probably could have held on to the choke a little bit longer. My forearms are sore. I spent like all last week gooning, so he said something like that in the octagon. And that's when I realized, I guess gooning is the new term.
Gooning.
And really, it's a sin, and it's making light of that. So actually, I don't like it, because we can't put nice, funny words on things to make them better because, truthfully, it's not going to do that, and it's a sin.
Thank you, Cole.
Thank you.
Good to hear you preaching, especially after all your Ouija board talk a couple weeks ago. You were definitely struck down, and Terrence was struck down at the end of the episode.
That wasn't the same Ouija episode that he fell, was it?
Yes, Ouija episode. You were talking sidekick, and then Terrence
mighty
went down.
wrath, I believe.
The Lord had his way with you. Watch him do it again.
Have you ever seen Grizzly Man, the movie Grizzly Man?
Heard a lot about it, Cole. Too scared to watch it.
The grizzly eats the man at the end.
Or not sad, but I mean, I know it's
not scary.
I know it's interesting and amazing.
You'd like it, Joe. It's something you'd be into, kind of.
I've seen the clips of him chasing the little fox that takes his hat.
Yeah.
He dies at the end.
Well, you don't see it.
I've heard this.
The camera was rolling, but no, you're having a Mandela effect because I don't think the sound's ever been released unless it has recently. But the lens cap was on, but while the bears were, spoiler alert, eating him and his girlfriend alive.
Yes, I heard it. There's audio.
Did it come out?
And there's her saying, "Fight back, fight back."
Okay.
Could be fake,
But it
I'm
wasn't
pretty
out
sure.
forever. Maybe it came out
It's like
recently.
Dot has a hard drive where he just keeps the Steve Irwin tapes, the Grizzly Man tapes. He has all the recordings.
Yeah, she's like, "Fight back, fight back."
Don's got
And
all
the bear, I guess, was really hungry, so its teeth were kind of dull, so it took a while to.
I think it had just came out of hibernation maybe, and it was super hungry or something like that. It was the wrong time of year for them to go
He
looking
did
for
become
food.
homies with them, correct?
Yeah, he
Like
would walk up to like 12 of them in a field in Alaska and like pet their noses and stuff.
and that's all on the dock.
It's pretty crazy.
You don't mess with animals, man. You see the seal at the wedge chasing all the bodyboarders out? That's what
was-
That might have
that
been
was
the
on-
same guy from 10th from a decade ago. That was
I
He's an
know
aggressive,
they're capable
an
of.
aggressive little dude. He chased him out. I think it was on Kook Slams, dude. I think it was featured
Yeah.
on Kook Slams. Cole sent that clip too.
he was beelining after those guys,
They had to clear out, or else you're getting bit.
and their bites probably hurt bad. Huh?
Yeah.
Probably hospital, right?
Yeah. Imagine that's what freaks me out.
Not even infection,
Imagine
but just pure.
if a bite hits a freaking artery, you're dead within freaking a minute. If that sucker doesn't shunt up and close up, or you don't get pressure on it,
You
you're
think a
dead.
seal bite can take you out?
So any tooth can freaking hit an artery. Anything.
Yeah, I don't think. I agree, but I don't. I think the seal,
Seal
would have
bite.
to bite and then start gnashing and ripping. I don't think their single tooth is sharp enough to lacerate an artery.
A single tooth isn't sharp enough to lacerate an artery.
Like it might squish it down. Like, okay, imagine taking, a rounded, like a rounded triangular, like a thing you hit a knee with to test reflex, and like hitting a garden hose as hard as you can. It's gonna hurt the garden hose, but it's not gonna go through it. That's probably like a seal tooth and an artery.
I think the seal tooth is pretty friggin' sharp.
Probably a little
We should-
pointier, but they're not razor sharp like shark teeth.
We should make a thumbnail for this podcast that's like one of those that just has Don and Cole head to head debating marine biology. Stingrays, seals, you name it, we got
Because
it
then
all.
I feel like people would like be getting killed from dogs bite people all the
That's
time.
what I
They're
was
not
thinking.
I think
killing
that's the
people all
Lord's
time.
divine power, not sparing their life and the tooth missing it.
Every time.
Maybe. And you know what? Arteries are all they run against bone, so it's actually they're kind of quite hard to hit. And your legs, they run in the middle of two bones, here
Yeah, they're
and then
protected
in the
for
arm.
a reason. That's God's divine architect.
Yeah, so
architecture.
yeah.
Archi-
Why don't our balls get hit by more
Architecture.
things? Why don't our balls explode by getting hit all the time? They're protected by our freaking inner groin.
They're not really protected. Mine are like 3 feet down. Wearing the wrong clothes.
Goals are swinging.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Yeah. They do be.
I've had some horror stories of soccer players. There was a guy in high school where he went to go block a ball. Someone's trying to kick it, and he put his leg up and didn't do the whole hand in front. Ball, boom, balls explode. And then another guy was there playing grab ass in the shower, whipping the towels at each other.
Whipped his nut?
Whipped the nut, exploded the nut.
Where's this?
I think Jimmy Turner might have told me this story. Jimmy, if you're watching, what's up? Ex-soccer player. I think he's a professional now.
And he
Someone-
witnessed a
he
guy
saw the
do
notice.
the
Or Jackson Smith.
classic
One of my soccer friends
high
told me
school
this.
grab ass locker room trick of with the towel
Whipping
whip.
the towel.
And
Got the nuts.
the jocks can whip the towels really hard,
Yeah, they
especially if you
know.
get the tip wet.
They wet it, yeah.
It can break skin.
Cole's speaking for. Cole's actually digging up some trauma right now.
Stop!
Cole's like the jocks can. Jay Jones.
The jocks really.
Cole's like Cole in high school, like next to some of his peers senior year, is absolutely insane.
Who's Jay Jones? Is he a jock?
He went on to wrestler went on to become a cop.
I remember
and
him.
Him and Cole look like
Similar build to you.
him and Cole senior year look like different species.
No, he was old. He was a year older than me, or two.
He was
I
a
think.
year older than me.
Yeah, he was an old head, dude.
He wrestled and did jiu-jitsu with Blaze, and I saw him at the
I know.
bartender at the rooftop in Laguna one time.
But the Jay Jones story is when Cole did Comedy Sports and he would come and he was a huge
He was a
fan.
big fan of me,
He's
yeah.
like, bro. Yeah, just cheering. And I think him and Cole had a bond, but at the same
Yeah, he
time,
liked me.
Cole could have faced some cyberbullying.
Neighbor Billy hated me. You know Billy's original story of me.
No.
What is
You
it?
never heard him tell it?
I haven't heard your origin
Before
story.
we knew each other, maybe even before I was friends with you guys, because Billy, I think, had already graduated when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He might have been 1 year out when I came in. And he was walking on campus for some reason to visit a teacher, or I don't know. He was back on the campus. And I didn't know who he was or anything. And I don't think it was like recess or whatever, lunch, when there's a lot of people around. It might have been late passing when everyone should have been back in class or whatever. And I don't remember who I was with, but I just looked at one of the hall people, one of the, Chris or one of the wheelchair people. And I'm like, he doesn't go here. Who is that guy? He doesn't go here. And I just started calling him out. Billy was like, and they went over and talked to him, and I caused a whole
Why'd
thing.
you start loudmouthing him?
I don't know. I probably trying to make somebody laugh that I was with, or I don't know. But
doesn't go
that's my
here.
first time ever Billy knowing who I was.
Did Billy retell you that too?
Yeah, he's told it a bunch. I'm pretty sure he's told you guys. at
Billy
some
has a
point.
sharp memory too.
does.
Still knows
He
our
really
home phone
does.
number.
Yeah, he could tell you what he was going there for, who he was going there to visit. He can really tell a story. Maybe we'll get him to send in a vid, retell the story.
Billy, send in the vid, young brother.
Dang.
Clip it.
Jay Jones.
This episode is titled Jay Jones. So yeah, ball exploding from a towel whip. That's, oof. And I don't think you can fix the ball. I think it's like,
I don't know.
It's like
You can't come back. You're going one ball the rest of your life.
the chemistry in there cannot be recreated in a lab, I don't think.
It blows my mind how lackadaisical I was with my cup growing up. Played ice hockey, was a goalie, played shortstop, and there'd just be times where I'm like, I'm not wearing the cup today.
My parents made me wear it in hockey, but I was allowed to put a pair of socks in it instead of the cup because I complained that the cup was cutting into my
it was
legs and it was
uncomfortable.
too hard, and my mom let me stuff tube socks in it, which probably would have done nothing if I took a direct shot. But my testicles were probably the size of marbles back then anyway, so it didn't matter.
I wore one called a banana cup, and it was yellow. But yeah, same thing. A little uncomfortable, and it was just too big for what it was protecting. I think it was too much surface
Did you wear
area.
your cup in BJJ?
Yeah, when you roll.
No, you don't need a cup necessarily, but recently I feel like I've been in positions where my legs are crossed and I've had to like tap because my balls are exploding. And then I'll like
As mom pulls up back in the
Look down, the
scion.
guy's just got
And
a
the
full twist on him.
I'll like tell the guy, I'm like, hey dude, yeah, my balls are getting squished. He's like, oh man, it happens to me too. So
And then you guys make out or what?
I was like, no.
no.
Anyway, just hug.
Yeah, when you're doing force on force stuff and role playing in the military, and you have like sim rounds, paintball, you have to wear a little cup. Guys do different things. Guys will like put something in their pants, like a beanie, because it's like quick. It'll be like 10, 15-minute runs.
You got to do paintball in Army?
All the damn time. How do you think you fake fight?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, they hurt like hell. I have scars on myself.
You have like a nice big hopper and the mask. And
Yeah, you have
guys
to wear
nerd
goggles. You
out,
have to
or
wear
is it-
goggles.
Can you bring your own paintball gun, or if you had one, or are
Only
they
no,
issued?
if you're like a
It's not
big
a bring your own gun situation.
What if you had like
If
a
you're like
really
a-
modded out gun?
if you're a big if you're a big gunner, there's like 4 big gunners in a platoon of 20, then you get the paintball gun. If everyone else mods out their freaking M4 with sim rounds, so it's like paintball, but just like they look like little mini bullets. Anyway, you get shot at, so you have to wear a little cup, and I would put like a little pouch, kangaroo pouch in front.
I kind of want to
And
do
it hits. You feel it
Yeah.
hit sometimes. I'm like, oh shoot.
on the demo.
And they hurt like hell. I've actually taken a bunch and like pulled them out of my skin.
I kind of want to do a little poll for the listeners just to see if paintballing is a fun outing with the bros. I've never been before.
I think it's. I
hurt like hell.
I'm curious if it's a fun outing with the
I
bros.
went when I was in
Gotta be.
the Scouts, the Boy Scouts. Now it's just called the Scouts, and women are actually allowed in. Just another thing that's been taken from us.
But there's not Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts?
There are Girl Scouts, but the Boy Scouts are not the Boy Scouts.
It's just the Scouts.
They're the Scouts, and you can be a female. You can be
Any
gender fluid.
any
You can be
gender.
any gender.
You could be a mechanic.
You could be a mechanic. And yeah. Anyways,
12-year-old mechanic.
Car's still on.
yeah. Marcia's.
She's spending a lot of time in the Scion XB. Look, Don's
Guys.
getting on the phone. Don, she's getting out.
Oh, okay. I was gonna text her.
But yeah, paintballing was super fun. Actually, when I was in Austin, there's a big giant place called Blazer Tag.
It's paintball or
No, it's a laser tag place, but it's a huge place called Blazer Tag, and it's got like it's like a single building. You know, most places that offer laser tag also got like bumper cars and an arcade and mini golf. It's like just a fun zone. This is strictly
dedicated to the tag to the
dedicated
laser.
to the tag, and it's got a UFO crashing into the building with like aliens climbing out. It's like a really decked out building. It looks sick. I
Really?
think that would be fun with the boys. Paintball probably more fun.
I just think paintball.
SC
it's like,
Village is where you go around here. That's the place. Ask any true paintball head. SC Village.
Where in San
I
Clemente?
think it's over near Chicho somewhere on the
like
freaking east
inland
side.
style.
Yeah.
Dang, bro, that's how they do it out there. All right. I thought you meant like SC Village, like San Clemente. I was like, San
Chicho
Clemente's got a paintball
No,
hub.
it's out in the IE.
We should honestly get the boys, round them up, head out to Hemet, and just
Don would start taking hostages. He'd gray out.
have
Zach-
Ant.
Zach and Liza actually came to me last night, 2 nights ago, for Zach's going away thing. I guess Liza has 2 brothers or cousins,
2 little brothers, yeah.
Iranian, and they want to learn. They want to learn how to shoot guns, like AR vibes.
That might be a conflict of interest with your with your military background.
So they were asking me to help and show up to the range and teach them and stuff.
That'd be good.
We do need to give Zach a little shout out too.
Arm the Iranians, Don. Go ahead.
As we record this, Zach is starting his tour with Tate McRae, and he will be listening from overseas. Very sad. So Zach, we thank you for your service.
What's up, Zach?
Thank you for your service
Where's
on the
his first
guitar.
stop?
First stop is either Helsinki or no, I forget. Sweden. I think they're doing Sweden. They're doing just gang of places in Europe. Maybe
Transylvania?
Sweden, Zach?
I think he thrives in the Eastern Bloc.
Yeah. I think he does. 2 months. 2 months.
Lots of dragon lore, knight lore,
Mm-hmm.
crusade lore.
He's going to thrive out there. We miss you, brother.
So yeah.
So Don's training
Zach
up.
said he'll be watching it in the bus, crying in his little brack.
We should do a GoFundMe to get Zach the Oculus goggles so that he can watch the pod on his Oculus goggles. Because he wants to feel like he's here when he's on tour.
He's standing watching.
You got to get a crazy camera thing, I think, to film that though. Yeah, that'd be cool though.
Well, we'd have to step up the budget. I think our last episode we're definitely at 75 cents. So I mean, we could just
think episode 5 has hit $1.
Oh, no, we're at $1.
Maybe $2.
Let's get the boys
Thank you to the fans.
out to paintball, and let's get them to the damn thing that other friend of the pod, Kyle, just went to in Inglewood. What's it called? The Lux?
the chasm or the chasm.
The chasm.
Chasm.
It's like a giant,
It's a mini sphere.
like a giant mini
Chasm.
sphere where you could watch. They film basketball games, all sorts of stuff in the freaking Jumbo Vision now.
Kyle said the picture. Cole just responded and said that looks like a great place to get escorted out of. Let me shake his hand.
Yeah, it looks like a great place to cause a scene. But that would be cool. You're just sitting there and you're like on the court with LeBron or with the Queen, Caitlin Clark.
Is he there? No, not there. It's AI, right? Virtual.
No, it's just a big TV screen. It's not AI. It's not Oculus.
Imagine you're watching basketball on TV. Now make the TV huge and make it like wrap around your head.
If you could watch,
cool sphere.
It's like
Yeah.
a mini version. If you could watch one sporting event there, what would it be? UFC Fight Night?
Fights would be cool there. I think they do that. I think it'd be cool there.
I'm actually curious, like what your sporting event of choice would be.
You know, if they got the film crew out there, probably Turkish oil wrestling. That's I follow that sport pretty closely.
Have you actually watched an actual event or just clips?
Well, it's different time zones in Turkey, so I have to
hard to
revisit
keep
the
up.
clips. I got to get on meth streams, buff streams, crack streams, all sorts of different streams to really find it because it's not broadcast here in the States. But Turkish oil wrestling, it's a beautiful cultural form of wrestling. It's ancient, it's masculine, it's erotic. If you've ever seen it, the men usually built like you. They look like you, kind of weird proportions, no neck, huge. And they wear leather capris. They're not pants. Huge. They wear leather capris, which is super,
Legit.
And I don't know if they start with the hands in the pants or the goal is to get the hands in the pants. But each man has his hand in the other man's pants. And I believe you twist, going back to the testicles, you twist and manipulate the testicles within doing some sambo and judo type movement as well. And it's done on grass usually. It's not mats. It's done in a field setting, so there's multiple men doing it at once. It's not like time in, time out kind of thing.
And you're oiled up.
And you're oiled.
Oh.
Oiled up.
That reminds me of
Diddy style.
That reminds me of childhood. Remember me and Jackson Smith?
Whoa.
Jackson Smith, sorry, brother. Jackson gets fired from his big, high-paying chase job or whatever he's doing.
He gets kicked off.
We
the
would
47th
do that.
Floor.
We'd be like teenagers after a soccer game and literally fight. And someone would grab each other's balls, and you'd have to get the other person's, and whoever gave up.
It's in the blood.
Yeah,
would
it's in your
lose.
blood. It's
Don,
ancient.
your blood. Don didn't know it, but he was performing Turkish oil wrestling at an early age.
I don't know if they really grab the balls, huh?
Their hands are
There's-
in each other's pants.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
Just curious, it's like if a fight starts there, how does it end? Like just one squeeze could end it all. There's got to be
Maybe
some unwritten.
I don't know if they're squeezing the balls per se. Maybe they're manipulating, like Cole said.
The 2 times.
Yeah, because I feel
two
like it's-
times mom has walked out. It's been during Daunt talking about balls. This is in this same garage too. Me and Max, shout out Max Epstein, shout out Photographic Memory. Me and Max were watching The Notebook in here, just 2 bras. And twice, Mom walked in on both different sex scenes of me and Max just watching The Notebook. And then I'll never forget when Uncle Gala walked in and me and Max, again, now we're in our room. Just... me and Max are in our bed, and we had our TV in there, and we were watching a show in the morning. Like, we had just woken up in the same bed. Very heavy sleepover crew here, too. And Uncle Gala walked in. He said, "Oh, sorry," and closed it like he walked in on something. Like, the sorry was like, "Oh, sorry, I just walked in on something." And then that's when I almost had to, like, have a moment there where me and Max had to DTR
What's DTR mean?
to find the relationship. We're like, are we a thing?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. And closed it. I mean, you just walk in on that. It's
Shocking. My mom walked into my bedroom at my house with you and Max in my bed, and she still freaked out by it.
I thought, was it with me and Max or me and Jackson? Me and Max?
Maybe it was Jackson. I think it might have been Max, weirdly.
Maybe it
I don't
was.
know, but she'll still bring it up.
Why was
Really?
she freaking it out? Why was
She's
she freaking
just
out?
like, what is up with that?
Why is she
That's
freaking it
not
out?
right. What do you guys...
Why was she freaking it out?
Why was
She's
she
like,
freaking
you
it out?
can't sleep on the... Somebody can't sleep on the floor? I don't get it. Like,
And you're like, Mom, get out.
yeah.
I think it's moms. 'Cause I see Tolly doing that with AJ. I think it's moms like starting to understand your sons are like becoming like they go through like a psycho
Mechanics?
funny
Mechanic?
stage. You know, the moms are just hoping they don't end up.
Mom never said a word. Mom was always down with
Mom knew.
sleepovers.
Yeah.
Down and like, Daunt was in heels at age 2.
literally in heels,
Powdered up.
powdering myself.
There's so many photos of
Lipstick.
Daunt healed up,
You did
powdered up.
humiliation
Dresses.
rituals at
I
2?
love dressing up like a woman.
And then I would take my dad's shaver and sit in the mirror like this. I'd be like, and then I became the actor. I was masking something by doing the shaving, and Daunt was very open and fluid with his.
Yeah, interesting.
And then became the seal. But I had to look in the mirror
Yeah,
and shave.
quite the dichotomy. Confirm your masculinity that you knew was nowhere to be found. And he was so hyper masculine that
He had
he
the
needed to tone it down.
outlet. He needed an outlet to get in heels. But yeah, my dad would take off the blade on his razor. I remember his gold razor, so it was nice and soft. I'd
Yeah.
put cream on, and I would shave.
Senior went with the old school with the blade in it.
Blade in it,
Oh,
this
yeah.
big old gold thing, and he'd take it off, and then I would just rub the cream off my face with the bladeless stick.
Great,
Wow.
loved it.
And I felt like a man for the first time and last.
My dad would go through thousands of the yellow Bic with the white
Yep.
head, literally the cheapest
The
ones
cheapest,
on earth.
worst for your skin.
The worst
ever.
razor of all
Cuts
time.
the shit out of you.
But there's got to be
He
something.
would go through thousands. That was what he did.
There's got to be something to it because now being 33 and a father myself, I get pimples still all the time. I'm like, never once did I see my dad with a pimple. What were our dad's skincare routines?
I don't have
I'm
pimples.
telling you,
And their skin was looking great.
You got some pimples sometimes.
I've got
huh?
pimples.
Not right.
I
Maybe
said
not right
I do.
now.
Oh, you.
Like, I'll break out and Milo will be like, "What's that, Dada?" And I'm like, he said,
Oh,
"What's
you're
that?"
saying, yeah, you
I
don't
had a
remember.
pimple on
It's the
my
yellow
lip.
Yeah.
6. It's the red 40.
He asked what
Yeah,
the
you're
right.
right.
He thought
Yeah.
there was rice on my lip the other day because I had a white pimple on my
Oh.
lip.
Joe,
And he said, "What's that piece of rice?" I know.
Adults, I remember adults having pimples. You know.
I can't
Maybe
picture
our dad.
Rand Johnson or Joe Senior
dad never
Finiguera
had a
having a
pimple
pimple my
Not our
entire
dads,
life,
but
and I
do
guarantee.
remember dads.
A father might get an abscess that needs to get drained or something, but that's manual.
But
that's
never-
manly.
never
It's
a-
maybe on a shoulder or something.
Never a pimple.
Yeah.
And their skincare routine was probably proper shite.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine a dad popping a pimple back in our day.
Yeah.
Like sitting
Milo
in front of
sees
the mirror
me-
popping.
Putting on makeup, doing
Not masculine.
Well, RFK just said that
Putting on makeup.
the average 68-year-old male today has higher T levels than the American teenage male today.
Wait, say that one more time.
I know I made it confusing. The average 68-year-old literally, my dad's 70. Senior's probably, what, 60?
67?
Yeah, there too.
Dad just turned 69.
Yeah, so Senior and Rand are both boomer
My
central.
dad has 750 testosterone level.
and
high.
RFK said the average 68-year-old has higher T than the average teenager.
Because of the teens drinking too much Prime, or what's going
They're
on?
drinking the Prime. They're
Eating the Happy Meal.
playing the Minecraft. And the Roblox.
Listening to Love
They're
Chicken.
they're not freaking getting sunlight. They're not exercising. They're not motivated. They're eating junk. They're eating Mr. Beastables and all that bull crap that's of the devil. And the boys are back in town. Boomers are, spent their lives wrenching on cars, going to Leonard Skinner concerts, having mullets.
Cole just went Cole Huberman on us in 2 seconds.
No, but I think, they just eat more meat, probably eat more whole foods naturally because
Looking
it's
at
what
my
they're
dad's
raised on.
diet, I don't know what he's eating is not giving him the high testosterone.
Why is his T higher than an 18-year-old? That shouldn't make sense. He's 70.
Maybe vaxes. Maybe he wasn't vaccinated as a little baby.
Well, we got to find out what Senior got.
Yeah.
You know what vaccine they didn't have? Senior definitely didn't have, and my dad didn't have, was the damn measles vaccine, because that didn't come out till the 60s, I believe. And it's a weird one because everyone is coming down on RFK for this like measles outbreak that one happened in Montana and somewhere else, and they're like blaming him, saying he's causing vaccine hesitancy and whatever. I know Dr. Bob didn't want to get into the animal deaths due to vaccines, but we're going to get into it right now.
Here you go.
Dog turbob.
But I don't know anything. Obviously, vaccines are good for the most part. I would think they're healthy. They've saved tons of lives. But the measles one, our parents don't have it. I think it came out in the 60s. My parents were born in the 50s. And there's a really interesting clip from the Brady Bunch. This is all anecdotal evidence. I'm a moron. I'm literally everything Douglas Murray hates because I don't know what I'm talking about. But on the Brady Bunch, they're like freaking Phoebe or whatever. Can anybody name one character's name? What's the girl's name? Bridget, Phoebe, it's something like that.
No idea. I would watch it. Derek?
Anyways, I forget the name.
Wait, no, it's Marsha.
Marsha. I think Marsha literally gets, or maybe the middle one with the
Huge
freckles,
Brady Bunch fan.
gets the measles, and
Yeah, that's right.
the mom is like, "Oh, it's just it's just gonna be some lumps and bumps, and lay down for a few days and you'll be fine." Like the way they talked about it was just like, "You got a little bit sick, just chill out, you're gonna be good." And now everyone's acting like if you get it, it's going to cause an outbreak and it's going to be the next COVID. You're going to die. I don't know. I got to get off this. I already got the Israeli FedEx vans circling. I'm pretty sure my truck's bugged. I know my phone's bugged.
Really FedEx.
They're in the walls. The birds out here. Birds are fake. Birds are drones.
The turkey vultures are for sure drones because they were never
So I
here.
can't say too much.
Yeah. The measles, it's so funny. Whenever I hear the measles, I don't know what it is. I think of a weasel. And I think it's
Maybe that it rhymes. I don't know what it is about the measles that makes me think weasel.
I think that they derive from weasels, and then you get some sort of dots on your face. That's all I think about.
Instead of the weasels, it's the measles.
Yes.
Oh,
The weasels. It's the
I don't know what it is. I never got the dang chicken pox, so I'm ready for my adult wave where it's gonna probably end me.
I've never got chicken
I heard if you get it as an adult, it's bad.
I don't know of anyone who's gotten chicken pox.
I've never had it.
I heard if you get it
Macy had it.
I heard if you get it the second time, then it's really bad.
You die.
That's like poison oak too. Hence
If you get chicken pox too, you get
Oh,
shingles too.
Yeah.
How's that?
I
What if you
dodged
get
it.
poison oak again? You get it worse.
Yeah, that's what I heard. My Joey, right?
I mean, mine just kept. I think it's also like your first reaction. If you're really susceptible to it, like that's just your body. Like we all did the same hike. Aunt didn't have a dang shirt on, and I got covered in it.
Yeah, it's the blood type. or
Dustin
something.
was hospitalized for his poison oak, and he was doing the same thing that everyone else was doing, like in the bushes.
Wait, Dustin wasn't hospitalized the same time you got it,
No,
was he?
completely separate time. Dust got it when he was on a bike ride or something and was legit covered head to toe. So me and Dust are very susceptible to it. I don't think it has to do with the amount of times you get it, which is what I thought. I was
You had
kind
a
of like,
wetsuit on.
the wetsuit spread it head to
Your
toe.
wetsuit
Do
spread it head
not
to toe.
wear a wetsuit. I had poison oak on my arm here. And then the waves were firing the next day. So I had to get out there, put on the wetsuit, and it moved the oils over the
But
whole
then
body.
didn't you put the
from-
wetsuit on like 2 weeks later or something
you
and
got it again.
reinfect yourself?
Yeah, maybe it was like a week later or
I've had
something.
that
Still
happen
living
to
in the wetsuit?
Went everywhere, head to toe. Would go to Aunt's house. Sandra would throw out the sheet on summer, and I would just everyone would be hanging out, and then I would just lay there like a leper, and just lay on the sheet, just airing out. It was
happened-
bad. I probably could have got hospitalized that time. I should have.
It happened when we were in training, and we have the same washers. There's like 10 washers and dryers, and someone had it on their clothes, or a bunch of people.
Damn.
And it was in the washers and dryers, so like everyone got it. So I think the water has something to do with the mixing of
What's
the
oily?
the
So
oils.
like, when you have it open, when it's not scabbed, you see the oil on your skin. And when that oil starts to spread, that's why they say don't take a bath. You take like an oatmeal bath, something thick that like absorbs the oil. If you take
Put
a
the calamine
bath,
on you put the yellow or the pink yogurt calamine.
I put some of that on, went to the little urgent care here, got a steroid shot in my butt, and actually felt kind of juiced up and geared up for the first time. Like I literally
at
got a
regular
steroid
levels.
shot in my butt.
You feel aggro.
Got the workout of my life that day.
Butted the nurse.
Got the pump of my life that day. I
you
did
ever had
feel kind of weird.
Have you ever had a tick in you? Bite you? Burrowed? Full of blood?
During sniper school, there was ticks everywhere.
You had them bite and get your blood?
Yeah.
How'd you get him out?
Pull that sucker I got him before he got real deep in there. But
No,
if
you
get-
don't
if they
know.
get-
His head's still in you for sure.
If they get Lyme disease, if they get real deep, then you have to either get a lighter and try to like light them, or put Vaseline over it so they suffocate and they'll want to get out.
Peanut butter or toothpaste, sure. Let's not limit it, but
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
because they're actually rectal breathers. This is another fact I would have liked to share with Dr. Bob. Their heads are kind of like a little screw that screws into you to suck the blood. Because their heads are buried, they can't breathe out of their face. They breathe out of their rear, out of their little balloon knot in the back.
really
Little hindquarter.
cool. I was actually I wanted to circle back on that and kind of whale tail what we were talking about earlier, but I was very impressed with your animal knowledge with Dr. Bob, and I think he was too.
Yeah, it hit all the just. Luckily, I didn't really have to shoehorn in a lot of my knowledge. It just a lot of the right scenarios came up where I could share some facts that I've learned along the way.
You just kind of have a good wealth of animal knowledge. I mean, like the anal
And
breathing.
I didn't even
like you
get
just
into
brought
the
up.
cryptids with him. I would have loved to.
Get his
Sasha
take.
and Kevin did ask about that. There's like, why didn't Cole ask about the cryptids?
I should have.
Yeah.
Dr. Bob would love to.
Cole also to kind of shoehorn that as well. Cole had some words for Kevin too, because Kevin, one of our listeners, actually.
Yeah, I've actually been like getting some videos, some anonymous videos from Kevin. I hear Kevin everywhere I turn. I hear Kevin these days, and I'm sick of hearing Kevin. So
actually painter of the studio.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Kevin, if
Kevin.
you got something to say, man, we can arm wrestle here on the pod. We can
Live,
we
dude.
can what Indian leg wrestle. I'd love to Indian leg wrestle.
Turkish
you,
oil.
Kevin. Turkish oil.
Get
We can
it.
settle it. I'm just not playing checkers. I'm not playing chess. I'm not doing any nerd stuff. I'm talking brute strength, Kevin. All right, my dog.
Come grab these
Eating
nuts.
contest.
Grab
Freaking
these
go
nuts.
Kobayashi on you, bro.
You will not beat Kevin in an eating contest. That man can hose it down.
Dipping the hot dogs in water.
That would be a Joey Chestnut Kobayashi situation, because you've turned
I am
into
Chestnut.
you are Cole Chestnut. Cole, we literally started
Just
the
kidding,
pod.
Kevin. I haven't met you, bro, but if these guys like you, man, you're a friend of mine. I love you, dude. Let's be friends, bro.
Die for you.
die for you,
Turned quick.
I don't want enemies. I don't need any more enemies.
But right before this, too, Cole. Right before
Cole
we recorded the
Chestnut.
pod, Cole's like, "So where are we eating after, boys?" He said, "I'll pay. I'll pay."
You ever seen the PETA guy try and protest and Chestnut just decks him? Have you
Yeah.
ever seen that
Oh,
video?
yeah, grabs him like that.
Yeah. He's got a hot dog in his mouth and he's got a one-arm bully choke.
I've seen him at a bar in Indiana. We're like, Chestnut! Left immediately.
That is a male athlete. That's a superstar athlete peak performance in his prime, who's trying to execute, and you get in his way. That's the champ.
Yeah.
That's the World Series.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the Super Bowl, and you're walking in on Tom Brady doing his thing. You're gonna get choked out. He's locked in. He's probably on dog number 58 at that point.
Yeah.
You're trying to get in the way.
There's videos of people, running around on the field in football games, and they like spear them and stuff too, right? It's the same thing.
Laid out.
Yeah.
You get laid out.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Cold
Kevin, it's
chestnut.
all right, man. You're all right with me, dude.
Don't go back on it because
Kevin's
I want to
cool.
see the Turk. I want to see the oil
No, I
wrestle
will.
now.
I will battle him to the death.
I know.
In whatever, whatever theater of war he chooses.
There's
But-
no bad blood, but a battle is in the works.
Kevin's got a lot of haters out there.
I'll have a great British bake-off.
Kevin does?
Yeah, he showed me a text thread. Some guy's threatening his life. So he's out there.
Really?
Yeah, he's getting a lot of.
Damn.
I think I have RLS,
My favorite. What's our last?
restless leg syndrome.
You're always bopping
I
on
have
there.
it in my knee, so I feel your
You
pain.
don't just have it in one part of your leg.
I have it
Yes.
in my knee. I have RLS in my left knee.
I have diabetes in my thumb. That's it.
Oh,
I swear.
that's why I have to go crisscross applesauce.
you're
Just
crisscross
the whole
Freaking
time.
monk style.
I'm tapping in pretty guru'd out right now. I'm freaking 4 days out from race day, really dialing it back.
Yeah, you were gonna
Yeah,
work
race
out at
day's
all?
coming up.
We've been working out slowly. Got a shout out from Andy Armstrong, giving me some love.
Any final workout prep you're gonna do?
I'll do a swim today. Open water. Goggles on. Wore Dante's goggles yesterday. Told him they were a little stinky.
Like
Ew.
stinky, like chlorine stinky, not like ew, gross stinky.
Chlorine stinky, borderline very stinky. Did Kiara's swim workout last week with Daunt. Shoulders got
Shout out
toasted.
Kiara.
Shout out Kiara. Got absolutely
We love
toasted.
you.
So I don't know if I'll be doing that this week.
What's your resting heart rate at? Would you say right now?
Let's check the Garmin. We're sitting at a cool 64, but I'm also halfway through this Keurig and firing 60.
Dot.
But
82.
That's a little high, my man.
Yeah. I get a little nervous.
oh, you still on the Stairmaster talk. But yeah, no crazy training. Race will be Sunday.
Are you looking for excellence, or are you just looking to participate and show up?
I got that dog in me, and I think it's going to be really hard when I see older women, like 60-year-old women, passing me on the course because I
the
know
swim.
it's going to
Probably on the
happen.
swim.
Like there's going to be some OG vets that are just
wean.
and like that's the thing that I'm actually most excited for is how I'm going to respond to just getting toasted by like unassuming. It's like you're stepping
Yeah.
into a world where it's kind of like
Humbling.
maybe it's like jujitsu style where it's like
Some of those old broads
insane.
in that arena,
Insane.
They're excellent. You catch them at the Ralphs, they're scary. They're Skeletors.
dude.
The legs, the arms with the
'em at
huge
the
veins
Ralphs.
going in them. The leather hot dog skin from
They've-
the sun.
They've been out there since '82,
Yeah.
just putting in 6-minute miles, and I know I'm going to get torched by them, and I just want to feel that. I want to feel the humbling experience
There's
Soak
probably
it in.
some geezes that'll get you too.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's the women and the children too.
Yeah.
My-
Hey, for
some
high
Gen
school, if a
Zers.
high school little skinny twink beat my ass in a marathon, I'd be proud. At 34, at least I know his T level might be higher than a
go
70
get
year
him,
old.
young brother. But if Boomer Nation comes through, it's gonna hurt.
Well, if the Boomer
the boonies,
the Boomer Nation did like a Tony Perkins, like turn around, and like backwards jog as he passed you.
This has been happening too. The more I've been road biking to gearing up for this event, I've noticed too that a lot of the young guys I cycle past because my gear isn't the best. It's not. I feel like the cycling world is kind of like almost like surfing in a weird way, where some of these sports where it's like if you don't have the right gear, people can tell.
Yeah, I hate gearheads.
Yeah,
within
and my
sport
gear is
worlds.
not dialed.
Tell.
It's like you're not like if you see a cyclist and you've been cycling for a while.
Surfing might not be.
And it's like surfing. It's like you know immediately if you see a guy's board, the way he holds his board. if you see skater pushing Mongo, immediately you kind of have an idea of what they are, and like maybe you don't get as much respect. Cycling, it's like if you don't have the proper gear, like I wear a fanny pack because I don't have the nice jersey with like pockets and all that stuff. And I notice like when I'll give waves to other cyclists,
Cyclists
it makes
are the
me
most
feel
pretentious,
makes-
dorky bunch of nerds.
it makes me feel
You're not sponsored by freaking anything you got on your vest, but you ordered that. You're free advertising brands on your cycle jersey because you think that's what you're supposed to wear when you do it, and they're not paying you. You live in a condo, bro. Get in the shoulder. Get off the road.
This is opening up a whole new territory for Cole.
It's almost redundant. It's almost hacky to do like the cyclists suck.
Yeah,
I hate on
I
cyclist thing.
It makes me feel great when I get a wave back,
Whoa,
and
dude,
I've
Elon.
noticed a lot of the younger cats
Whoa,
were
bro.
here, and then and then the older cats that I'm no, there was
There's the thumbnail. Both of you just synced up.
I
on
was
that.
double piece. I was double piece.
All right.
Don't straighten it out. And a lot of the younger cats are giving me a wave on the road, and it feels so great. But then some of the older cats, I'm getting no love off the handlebars. No big love.
Well, you're not. They're seeing that
And
you're.
you think
you're
it's because you have a fanny pack on, or do you think it's because you're Mexican?
I am biking by Cook's Corner.
Not Mexican. Listeners, don't get confused. Proud Italian, Ecuadorian. Right here. It's just a little
but
inside joke.
some of our uncles actually were hassled down at Cook's Corner back in the day.
Puerto Ricans.
Puerto Ricans for being Puerto Rican.
Dr.
Bob's father.
Uncle Bob.
Our father told us the story. They were hassled down at Cook's local biker bar, and maybe I am not getting the love there because I'm biking past Cook's.
What happened to Uncle Bob?
Our
I
dad
think him
was
and
hassled?
you, Renee. I think both Puerto Rican brothers.
Renee and Bob Cooks in
at
the.
Cook's.
That could be a false story that we've been saying for like 25 years
I did hear it.
since we were
Who
10.
took our pictures at the gas station?
Yes, Cole went Mighty Mouse on the retirement speech.
my wife.
My wife. That was Uncle Bob who took the vampire pics.
Okay. I'm trying to think of when I've met you, Renee.
Uncle Renee's been in Arkansas for a minute, my brother.
He's been
Cole
around.
did make an
He's been
announcement
around.
last pod too that he wants all of our cousins featured on the pod. which
Blaze,
maybe we will.
Chicho,
They're
Yeah,
good.
everybody. Hinojosa's side
Monique,
as well.
Katrina,
We've only
Yeah.
met one
Damien.
of Cole's cousins,
Billy.
cousin Billy.
No, you guys were at my wedding. You saw cousin Nick and cousin Cassie and cousin Stacy. That's literally all of them.
That's the
all
whole
of them.
crew.
Well, cousin Jesse too. Cousin Jesse, Billy's sister, was there.
Oh, I have met Billy's sister. You're right.
But when you meet people at a wedding, you don't really meet them. It's like that person was in the same place I was at. You know,
That's the thing where our family's different, where a lot of our friends have been here for family gatherings. So then when you're here for the family gathering, you got the pot of rice on the stove, the coffee's brewing, you're here for a couple hours, you get to meet and greet, shake hands with some of the
Yeah,
locals.
Yeah.
Meet and
I
greet.
had something I wanted to say about cycling.
You kind of summed up your what you wanted to say, I think.
So you got.
Yeah. So you think there's a lot of judgment and like they're just looking at your bike,
It
like
could just be insecurity on my part.
if you
but
don't got the click shoes, you're not even getting a second look.
yeah, I think it just shows it definitely shows the level that you're at.
The biking world's probably been kind of turned on its head lately with all the e-bikes.
It's wild. It's wild out there.
Like nobody knows what to think.
Peeps aren't happy about it. People are getting mad on
I think
trails.
Orange County more than anywhere too probably is these beach communities. I don't think that it's as big of a problem in like Dayton, Ohio or
My
something.
my confidence was at an all-time low when I started mountain biking again because I would see people climbing past me.
but they
Like
had the
older
electric.
50-year-old dudes, but now the electric bikes are
Well,
the
not even
electric,
the e-bikes that the beach groms are riding.
Yeah,
they
just like
have
a
like
mountain
full
bike.
mountain bikes that have like a little assist in them.
and they're
right?
very unassuming. So I thought I'm like I really got to figure some stuff out
If
here
you
because
got that-
everyone was toasting me.
Get
but-
off the trails, bro.
But there's a lot of mountain bikers too that love it because you can explore more, you can do more riding.
I guess so.
Do more
but
climbing.
You gotta earn those explorations. If you want to go check out that view, but you can't get there, you better start training, bro. Stay on the bunny
like,
slopes.
Imagine like you're a downhill mountain biker and you want to do a certain amount of laps on the trail going down.
Yeah, to go downhill, you got to climb up, dude. You don't get all cake and no broccoli, bro. You know.
Oh, I haven't mountain biked once.
No, I was a big mountain biker.
Our leading expert on all things road and mountain.
I did mountain bikes a lot when I was
Mountain
younger. Probably from the ages of maybe like 12 to 18, coming of age. I had a K2.
Any knack-knacks, or you getting air?
No. Just O'Neill Park, Trabeco Canyon trails. Same couple trails. Nothing, extreme, but
Leisure.
And correct me if I'm wrong too, but your little brother Tanner Johnson, he did ride around on a tricycle for a while, correct? Did he have like a big kind of like Latino trike
Tanner
that he
had
rolled around on?
He had a Schwinn tricycle with like a huge basket that someone would sell fruit out of.
Yeah. When I saw him on that, like in overalls, I was like, that man, like, there's something's going on with that
Tanner
man.
had a banana board, like a Sector 9, like tiny, like a penny board before penny boards. And when he was like 11, the entire Etnies skate park peer pressured him into dropping in on the huge, like 12-foot vert wall, and he did it, landed it first try.
Really?
Crazy, legendary moment. Yeah.
Legend, Tanner.
And now he's got 2 Harleys and a snowmobile.
Tanner?
Yeah.
And Tanner says he gets mad because Cole always DMs him saying, "Put a helmet on."
No, because he's always doing this when he's riding, like he's like looking straight on the, like holding it down here in the fisheye mode, and I'm like,
He's sending you that.
you know how many
video?
he's putting it on his Instagram.
He's making
and stuff.
content.
You know how many
that?
videos you've seen of that, and then the guy explodes, and you see glass and everything go everywhere, and the camera flips 1,000 times. That's how they always start.
Cole's hitting him with the older bro, though. He catches the story,
I'm a
and
boomer. I'm on one today.
then Cole is fired up. Road bikers. He's on little bro's ass.
But Kevin and I were cool.
The bro. Kevin's bro for
I
life.
like to share a meal with Kevin.
You might hit us at the cafe today. I know you're trying to eat, big dog.
Yeah.
Let's get you fed. let's get you some peach rings and then straight to the cafe.
Ooh, I'd love to go in Sprouts, take a little sample of their little chili watermelon rings right now. Buy a sample, just sit there and eat them until someone tells you to stop.
Cole's elbow deep in those buckets when he goes into Sprouts.
Those barrels at Sprouts, they got to lock those suckers up.
Is it an unwritten rule where you can sample from the Sprouts buckets? Or it's
It
not
says
allowed?
please don't touch anything or something like that. Or ask. It says ask. Little signs that say ask if you'd like a sample or something.
But you're
But they just
grabbing.
got to know. They got to know. I actually heard on the radio this morning that some Walmarts are having theft resistant like nets, like that they put around boxes and like tech stores, like with the little black thing and the wires
Yep.
protecting it on higher end cuts of meat in the deli.
It's in the meat. You just have to rip the meat.
That's
it comes
no,
out.
it's like around the
across-
styrofoam package or something.
Oh, I'm picturing it through the meat.
So you
I don't know why I
can't-
did that.
Yeah,
Imagine being the bloke who has to unlock the meat, dude.
yeah, that just shows where
I mean,
we're
that's-
at as a society. It's not good.
That's a
There
shit ton
you
of-
go.
yeah.
Cole,
Meat's
Cole's
a
on
lot.
the cyclist. He's on the meat stealers. That's why I signed up for ButcherBox, dude. Get your order now. Promo code Turning the Pods Gay. ButcherBox, 10% off your
ButcherBox.
first purchase.
What time are we at, Not?
I think an hour 10.
We end with our ButcherBox sponsor plug.
I don't mean to call out the time. It seems like
Yeah, it's 12:23.
cool.
That's I start heading to the gym around this time.
And honestly, to all the listeners too, we may have a surprise guest for next week, so be kind of on the edge of your seat for that. We were going to have one this week, but things fell through with some scheduling. Work got busy. Slow down.
Do I get to know the surprise next week?
Are you kidding? Or are you being serious?
I'm being serious.
He's making it
Because
up.
you were
You're
going to
bringing
do
a surprise guest?
you were going to do one this week, and I was going to maybe have one lined up for next week.
Wow.
Hogue?
It's a surprise.
Wow.
Hogue wouldn't fit in the frame.
No.
It's our 7-foot tall friend. Shout out Hogue.
You're really going to have a guest, huh?
Yes.
Interesting.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
You want to do the scene?
What scene?
We haven't done a scene in the past couple pods.
Well, we don't have the transcripts. What I was thinking.
No,
is-
not now. Next week. Would you like
Next
to
one?
build
Yeah,
the
I
scene?
wanna do a
So make
scene.
a scene with 4 people because it's starting to
But
get stressful.
I
for
think
me.
it's a monologue, and I want everyone to do the monologue
Love it.
of the guy getting arrested
who just wanted a.
Get your hands off my penis. You know that guy? You've seen that?
What did he want? A nice cooked
A
meal?
succulent Chinese meal? What is the crime?
Just a man eating a
I want
succulent
everyone
Chinese
to do
meal.
that scene.
All right.
Even the guest. Okay.
He says, democracy. He rolls his eyes.
I thought he was Australian.
Democracy manifest. This is democracy manifest. I think he's an Aussie, yeah.
But he's like
And
so.
I think he was innocent.
He's so boozed up though, isn't he? Like kind of boozed up.
He's probably a couple in.
Maybe a couple in that he's gone full royal family. He sounds British.
Get your hands off my penis.
All right, we'll be back next week. Kevin, we'll see you in the streets, dude. It's on with you and Cole.
Later.
Turkish oil.
Peace.